Labubu has changed the world, but has it been for the better, or has the Labubu Delulu set us up for a failulu? Hello Internet, welcome to Style Theory, the show that's being controlled by a tiny little monster. This is Blueberry Labubu, named as such by our Style Theory community. And she, like every other Labubu in the world, has literally taken over. Whether it's TikTok, Instagram, celebrity birthday cakes, or the mind and feet of actual designer Marc Jacobs, the influence is undeniable. Labubus aren't just the latest trend, it's a collectible that's reshaping the economy. From small businesses to huge international brands, fashion boutiques to restaurants, the proof is in the blind box. But are Labubus the economic bounce back that we need, or are we being set up for financial ruin wrapped in a cute little package? By July of 2025, Labubus had made PopMart, which is their official retail seller, nearly $670 million USD in revenue. That is almost double the entire revenue that they made in 2024. But it's not just PopMart cashing in on the Labubu. And no, I don't mean the resellers. I'm talking about the side hustling Etsy sellers and the big brands trying to ride the Labubu wave. When everyone and their bestie has a Labubu or Lafufu, many people want to make sure that theirs stands out and fits their personality. And so they turn to the internet to find fashion for their fashionable accessories. Yeah, making and selling clothing and accessories for Labubus is a pretty lucrative business. While some Labubu collaborations do come with clothes already, like the one they did with Vans, most tend to come as bare as the day they were made. Speaking of bare, I need to tell you how I just upgraded my shower routine thanks to our partner, Kitsch. I'm gonna be real with you. I have been a fan of Kitsch for a long time. Like, I've spent hundreds of dollars of my own money on their products just because I like them that much. So when they offered to sponsor the channel, you bet I said yes, because I want you to get the knowledge of a long-term fan for a discounted price. But more on that in a sec. Kitsch is a woman-owned brand that's made its name by making hair products that don't only work, but look cute doing it. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll know that hair care is something I am very serious about. Whether it's knowing the right order to wash your hair or how to use heat tools without frying your ends, it's been a journey. And Kitsch has been with me every step of the way behind the scenes. I've used their satin pillowcases and no-tangle hair clips for literal years now. No, really, I have so many that I think I might just be a collector at this point. But my favorite products are their shampoo and conditioner bars. Yes, you heard me right, bars. Kitsch's solid shampoo and conditioner bars are made with rice water protein, which helps to promote hair growth and regeneration. But not only that, the protein also helps to strengthen your hair and prevent breaking. And they just look so cute sitting in their self-draining shower caddy. I mean, look at them! Not only does it keep the bars fresh, it's so stinking cute. So if you, like me, dye your hair often or use heat tools in your everyday routine, this is your way to fight back against any damage that could be causing. Listen, ever since I've added the Kitsch bars to my normal hair care routine, my hair has never been healthier or so shiny. When we were at Creators in Fashion this past week, our hair and makeup artists were asking me how I kept my long hair looking like I just stepped out of a hair commercial. And now, you know. My secret? Kitsch. And you can start your Kitsch hair journey at a discount. Yes, if you scan the QR code on screen or click the link in our description, you can get 25% off your order. Plus, Kitsch offers an additional discount if you sign up for their subscription. And they ship to the US and over 90 other international countries. So what are you waiting for? Scan the QR code on screen or click the link in our description to get started now. Now, the big problem for Labubu fans was that PopMart wasn't selling official accessories to dress up your Labubu, and so that left a gap in the Labubu market, one that smart-minded sellers were ready and willing to fill. Around June of this year, you saw searches for Labubu clothing spike to a record high as the brand broke into the Western market. Open up Etsy and search Labubu clothes, and it will bring up thousands upon thousands of results. Knitted sweaters, pajamas, costumes, any aesthetic you can think of, you can find something to fit your Labubu. And that is just on Etsy. Almost every major online retailer, pattern site, and social media platform has seen a boom in people pushing their Labubu business, specifically ones targeted towards Labubu accessories and clothes. Now, these results tend to fall into one of two categories: DIY or dropshipping. Dropshipping, as we've discussed on the channel before, is when a seller doesn't keep in-stock items on hand and instead forwards that sale to a third party. This is typically a wholesaler who mass produces items for a low cost. This then allows the original seller to keep their costs low and not have to worry about maintaining and storing inventory or shipping it out. You can spot dropshipping items pretty easily. There are a couple ways to tell if the item that you're considering is dropshipped. One is to open up another tab and go to a site like AliExpress, Temu, or Shein. Then search for Labubu clothes to see if the same item appears. If it does, it's likely a dropshipped item. 2, you could do a reverse image search. Google has the option to search by image. If you do this and suddenly find that your item is also listed on dozens of other sites like Amazon and, well, Temu, Shein, or AliExpress, it's likely dropshipped. Now, I'm not going to tell you don't buy the dropshipped item. I'm just saying that if they're charging you a premium for it, you could also spend that same amount of money at a small business and get a one-of-a-kind item instead. Etsy sellers on average earn about $35,000 a year. But that is an average. The actual numbers can vary wildly. According to CustomSeed.com, annual revenue per seller on Etsy can fall anywhere between $5,000 to $18,000 USD a year, though some super sellers can see revenue closer to the six-figure range. Which, yes, is a pretty wide margin, and it can depend on how established you are, what you're selling, and the cost it takes to make that item. The day-to-day, month-to-month, and even year-to-year success of your store can vary wildly depending on the state of the world, how popular the item you're selling is, and so much more. But the recent huge popularity of Labubu accessories has given a pretty unpredictable industry a fairly steady income. Even content creators are cashing in on the Labubu madness. And no, I don't just mean us. You can find hundreds of tutorials and DIY with me videos all centered around Labubu clothing. But that is not even the tip of the Labubu iceberg. The Labuberg? We'll workshop it. And it's not just Etsy sellers benefiting from the Labubunomics. Even large-name designer brands are cashing in. In August of 2025, David's Bridal, who's known for making wedding and formal wear, announced that it too would be making couture dresses for, you guessed it, your Labubu. Yes, you can now twin with your Labubu in matching bridal gowns, or get them a custom bridesmaid outfit to be your maid of honor. Man, I have to wonder how that call goes to your IRL friends. Sorry, besties, I'm not picking any of you. I am picking my Labubu. Literally wild. If this is you, then rest easy knowing that you won't have to break the bank to have your Labubu walk you down the aisle. Most of these dresses fall between $35 and $50. We're also seeing high fashion brands hop on that collaboration train. While Labubu the collectible has already done a number of major collaborations with brands like Coca-Cola and One Piece, they are now aiming for the runway. This isn't a new concept. Sanrio, the company behind Hello Kitty and many other popular characters, has been working with high fashion brands for years. They've worked with Adidas, Converse, and a Hello Kitty Balenciaga bag even sashayed down the runway in 2020. After 50 years, Hello Kitty has made nearly $84.5 billion USD in revenue, and a large portion of that comes from its collaborations with big-name makeup and apparel brands. Now, while Labubu has yet to announce a Sephora crossover, they are working with high fashion accessory brands, ones like Mejia Paris, which is working in collaboration with original artist Casting Lang to create a official collection of Labubu bags and bag charms. They even got Oscar award-winning actress Michelle Yeoh to promote it. Like, what? Okay. It's clear that Labubu has reshaped the landscape of many businesses, big and small, and created new ways for those businesses to make money. But what if you already have a business, but that business can't afford the official stamp of approval from PopMart and Mr. Labubu himself? Can your business still benefit from the Labubu boom? Let me set the stage for you. You run a small boutique cafe business that targets female demographics between 17 and 35. Suddenly you notice that whenever they come into your store, they're also carrying this cute little trinket doll. And so you do some research and find out that this little doll is actually a multi-million-dollar industry. And then you hatch a plan. On July 30th, 2025, the Morning Lavender Boutique and Cafe hosted a first-of-its-kind event called Lavender and Labubu's. They plan to sell clothing, accessories, and limited-time treats, all themed around the little monsters. Customers would even be entered into a raffle to win a brand new Labubu with their purchases. The owners expected a decent turnout, but they could not have anticipated what happened next. Over 500 people turned out for the event, including ones who had never been to the cafe before. And some even drove 3 hours to attend the event and to get their photo with the costume characters. Of course, it brought in unprecedented business, so much so that they immediately scheduled a second event. It was marketing genius, and it was something that other brands noticed and started to implement themselves. I mean, we should know. We tested it. In our first Labubu episode, we gave away almost a full set of the Big Into Energy series to our subscribers, and you all went wild for it. Yeah, just by watching that episode, you helped us research for this one. YouTube science is kind of crazy, and we love you for it. You see, because Labubus are so hard to get through legitimate means, and because resellers use that as a reason to hike up their prices, the idea of getting a quote, free Labubu just for showing up and supporting a business or creator that you like, well, it seems like a win-win for all involved. Even Kitsch, our sponsor for today's episode, who will give you 25% off your order if you use the link in our description, they also hopped on the Labubu train by putting Labubus in randomized orders all throughout August. This not only gave their existing customers incentive to buy their shampoo and conditioner bar refill right then, rather than waiting a week or month later, it also helped gain them more brand awareness through social media. Suddenly, Labubu lovers who may not have heard of their brand before were seeing their content and checking out their website. Heck, you could even see the Labubu-shaped spike of interest in the brand right around the time they were leaving their little Labubu love letters in their orders. We love a hidden Mickey. I mean, a hidden Labubu. This is what we're calling the Labubu leverage, and it can bring a business 2 types of success: short-term and long-term. Short-term, the Labubu leverage can bring in an influx of sales and revenue. Whether they're giving away a Labubu if you attend their rave, or offering free or discounted food to customers who bring in their Labubu to dine with them, these businesses are offering a limited time value for customers to purchase in a specific window of time. This encourages those customers to make the immediate purchase in order to get the benefit, rather than wait and miss out. And that brings in more money to the business. And then there's the long-term value. Aside from raising your brand awareness, if your product and service overlaps well with the Labubu fans who came in for all that free stuff, then that business has the ability to take one sale and turn it into a long-lasting customer relationship. But this relies on the business holding up their end of the bargain and delivering to their customers long after the Labubu has left the Rumumu. One of the most successful examples of a brand using this type of marketing: McDonald's. We've compared Labubus to Beanie Babies before, and we're gonna do it again. When Beanie Babies were at their peak, McDonald's did a collaboration with them, offering exclusive teeny beanies with a purchase of a Happy Meal. This one collaboration helped sell over 100 million Happy Meals, and it created a lifelong love and nostalgia for Happy Meal toys with an entire generation. And they're still doing it. In their recent collaboration with Pokemon TCG, they had to pull the promotion because it got so popular that they couldn't keep up with the demand. Can you even imagine what it's going to look like when Labubu inevitably does a Happy Meal toy? Those lines, you'll never escape. You'll be trapped forever. But the point is, Labubu isn't the first trend to be used by other businesses to bring in new customers. However, with so many brands jumping on the Labubu bandwagon and so many people pinning the futures of their online shops on Labubu's lasting success, can Labubu actually sustain its star power? Or are we being set up for a big Labubu collapsusu? It's clear that Labubu has reached a peak. I mean, it's even made its way onto late-night television.
I could say Labubu. A Labubu. What a Labubu is. You are not Labubu. Something is a Labubu or you have a Labubu.
And you know what that means. Things are about to get skibbity, or cringe, or millennial, or whatever you want to call it. We are about to reach critical Labubu overload. This is a crossroads where Labubu has the choice of two different roads to walk down. Road 1 is the road of oversaturation. At the height of their popularity, Beanie Babies struggled to keep up with demand, and so they faced a choice: keep it rare and let secondhand resellers make bank on their product while potentially not seeing that same revenue in return, or push up their production to try and get that check. And they chose the latter. The Beanie Baby market was so oversaturated that the appeal of collecting was no longer there. If something wasn't rare and couldn't be resold for hundreds if not thousands of dollars, then was it even worth it? Obviously, their customer base just said, no, it's not. More recently, the same thing happened with Funko Pop figures. While there is still a market for those void-eyed figures, it's decreasing each year. Much of this is driven by the endless amount of collaborations, variants, and adjacent items that has watered down the brand. The numbers don't lie. According to HeraldNet.com, the last time that Funko reported any profit was back in early 2024. In the first half of 2025, Funko reported a loss of $61 million USD, which was up from the $14.7 million loss it reported by the end of 2024. And here's the thing. PopMart, the official seller of Labubus, is already seeing the writing on the wall. Since January of this year, Labubu has earned PopMart $677 million USD, which is a 600% increase in profits. However, in order to meet customer demand and, as an article for Hypebeast put it, prick the resale market, PopMart has recently increased its production. Yep, like Beanie Babies and Funko Pops before them, in trying to take profit away from the reselling market, they actually made their product less valuable and less enticing to those collecting customers who were spending big dollars. As of the recording of this episode, PopMart's stock value is down nearly a quarter of its previous worth, which is a loss equal to roughly $13 billion USD. Ouch. But it's not all doom and gloom for Labubu yet. Which brings us to road number 2, the Sanrio scenic route. Hello Kitty was created by Yuko Shimizu for Sanrio all the way back in 1974. In 1975, they released the very first piece of Hello Kitty merchandise, a vinyl coin purse. And by 1976, Hello Kitty was already launching its first US store in San Jose, California. Easy to say that business was booming. So, how exactly did Hello Kitty save itself from death by oversaturation? Despite putting out product after product after product, Hello Kitty had one huge advantage. It had diversity. Where Beanie Babies and Funko Pops were locked into one feature product, the collectible figure, Hello Kitty was carving a space in any and every category that it could. Household items, makeup, stationery, clothes, bags, fast food. They tried everything. And if one thing didn't work, there were 5 others that did. They made their brand and their characters a lifestyle, arguably in a way that only Disney has been able to match. But where Hello Kitty had a stranglehold on Gen X and millennial hearts, Labubu now has the opportunity to do that with Gen Z and Gen Alpha. But only if they play their cards right. And no, I don't mean the Labubu trading cards, which yes are actually a thing and will be coming out at some point. If Labubu and by extension PopMart can stay strong in the face of declining sales and focus instead on the future of the brand outside of just blind boxes and figures, it may just survive. And they seem to know it too, if these high fashion collaborations and potential TV shows are anything to show. But we'll have to wait and see if this time next year Labubu has soared to new heights or if they've been left buried 6 feet under. But hey, that's just a theory. A style theory. Keep shopping smart. Next time on Style Theory. Big red boots, giant bows, unnatural hair colors, all of these trends have one thing to thank for their place in the fashion hierarchy: anime.